This daf Yom Yerushalmi Orlah in the article Oz V'Hara additional daf Yud Amud Aleph. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines down. V'Oshem Rabbi Yechon Esrog Shechana B'Shnas Orlah, which in the Vilna is on daf Hey Amud Beis. The last word in the fourth line from the bottom. So this is about Esrog Shechana B'Shnas Orlah. That's Esrog was within its Orlah years, the first 3 years of its growth, and in one of those years, it already budded fruit. Fruit already started growing on it, and then the next 3 words, V'Yotzim Shnas Heter, the Gra and Leib Yerushalmi take out, V'Sipko. It was you grafted onto another Esrog tree, which was past the years of Orlah. I feel most of Kama Aser. Next year it'll be mutter. Whatever grows, because now it's grafted onto an older tree. Whatever grew this year is the Aser. Even though they're going to grow, because it's going to grow and will grow further, whatever grows out of Isser is Isser. She'engilu Isser Malin Isser. Whatever grows out of Isser doesn't eliminate the original Isser which is there. Hayaldo. But if it's if it's younger and hasn't yet produced any fruit, there was no fruit there. Shesipka, and then you graft it onto an older Esrog tree. Torah Yalda. Then it's Torah. In other words, anything which grows, there's nothing there growing yet. Anything which grows on it from here on in is not a problem. Again, Yalda Shesipka, Torah Yalda. In Tema Lo Torah, if you're going to say it's not Torah, then the Afilu Hosif Kama Aser, then everything which grows afterwards is going to be Aser. Not going to be any way to make it mutter, the fact that it was joined up with the older tree. Okay, I don't think so much of a chiddush. Now we have an interesting addendum, so to speak, or addition. That's probably not the right term. Now we extend it to an interesting, a different case. It says the name of the Rabbanan. Interesting which Rabbanan we're talking about. Esrog Shechanat B'Shnas Orlah, Esrog, which, same case, was claimed as the first case. Produced fruit in Orlah years. V'yotza b'shnas heter. Went out to year of heter. Here it says v'sipko l'chavero, but the Gra takes this out as well. It should be afilu mosif kama oser. So an esrog which is chaynet in the 30 years of Orlah, even if it adds a lot after Orlah is over, doesn't make a difference because it started growing during Orlah. So it's a variation on the same theme, but I'm not sure it is a bigger chiddush, but it's a variation on the same theme that whatever's moistif, once the priest is there, b'shas iser, nothing can change, nothing can help it, no matter how much it grows. Afil must come oser. Look it up kazayis. You get malchus on each kazayis of this esrog eat on account of Orlah. Amray Maisha Rabbi Zira. Rabbi Maisha said to Rabbi Zira, "Tarte milatu normin v'in plin chada." You said 2 things, and they seem to contradict each other. Hachatu normin. Here you say she'ein gidule iser malin esa iser. Okay, there's you say from the first halacha we said there is mosif is not malin iser. There's a diuk there. It's not malin iser. Right? She'engli iser malin iser, but sounds like they themselves are mutter. The iser remains, and therefore you can't eat the esrog. But it sounds like it's only because the gidule heter are not malin iser. So how can you say v'achatun omin you're looking at big kazayis? Here you say you look on each, meaning on each every kazayis. Meaning even the gidule heter you get malchus on. Now they're not malin iser. They themselves become iser. So he learns to be a contradiction. Like a malchus, fine, but only according to the cheshbon of whatever gidule iser were there originally, not the subsequent gidule heter. Granted, they don't have the power to be a batal iser, but don't get malchus on them. So Amra Biyoina said, "Ka machmas atzmo hu chai." So it says when it's there's a difference. He says when it grows b'shnas orla, im goes out to a shnas heter. Since it's golden, since it grew out of the fruit itself, it's osim shum orla, and therefore only on that case they say local kuzais. On that latter case, because the local kuzais was not stated on the first case we learned, on the case where it was sipka. Only on the case, and now it's taka. Now retroactively, it's taka a very big chiddush actually. The only in the second case where it was gadol mitoch iser and there was no sipka leheter, there we say local kokazais b'kazais. Why? Again, because kan machmasatu v'kan. But in the other case, the one which you learned before, the first case learned today, machmas hasipuku. Oh, there, whatever grows after the sipuk, you're not like on it. So einacham, you're not the gedulei heter, because they grew. It's kind of like zev zegorim, you know. I'm not sure if everybody's down here. I just thought of it now. It's like zev zegorim, but obviously it's. It doesn't seem the same machlekes here as zev. So it must be that wherever there's a special halacha by Orlah. I'm thinking out loud here, but I think this is the case. Special halacha by Orlah that the whatever because Orlah can change midstream. We saw it's everything till on the Masechta. So therefore, even though it looks like zev zagorim because you have the initial fruit which is sir and the subsequent gidul which comes on account of the sipuk. No, it changes midstream. It reverts to non-Orlah. Okay, so therefore, in that case where initially it started growing b'isser, and then he did a sipuk, and now additional growth has come on, and that's called gidulei heter, because it's nourished from the sipuk. You know, I want to add, because the shorish poter, even when shorish is paters, right? So therefore, there's no, it's not zev gorim. It's the fact that there's any gorim of heter makes it ois orla. That's fascinating. So therefore, there it's lefi cheshbon. It's not called kuzais. It's only what's up to the sipuk, and that happens not to be bata because the gedulim afterwards can't be mavato, the original isser. But you only look lefi cheshbon in the case where there was no sipuk. There you look at ancient kuzais. Okay, if that's the case, says Gemara me'ata esog shechana b'shas orla. If you have an esog which budded in an Orla year, v'yotzim shnas heter, and then went out to shnas heter, v'sipko l'chavero, and then he did a sipuk to another tree, and here it says v'chavero, but the Gra changes this. It says chavero v'chein chavero sipko zeh lezeh tiru zeh zeh. So the Gra and Levi Shleim changes to. Let's just read the whole line together. So let's say that in this case, where we have both issues, that you have both factors, I should say, that it's started b'shas had iser. And then it went out of the Shas Heter, but also Sipka in the Shas Heter. So there, what should we say in that case? So let's say Lo Tiaru Zeh. Let's say that it's not the Geduli Isser not going to be Mala the Isser, which it's going to seem to be true. Yeah, I think I just read it wrong. It's not a question. It's a statement. It's a davar pasha. That's what comes out. Yes, of course. It's not el me'ata. The question, no. It's the word. It's not el me'ata. It's not a question. It's me'ata. It's a nafkamina. That's the way the article also translates it. So me'ata. And again, the Gra takes out chen chavero sipko zeh lo tiaru zeh. Okay, the sipuk, uh, uh, actually, why not? Why should not be matarit? Mm. I mean, yes, okay. It can't be matarit because Isser is not Ma'al the Isser, but you should be like on the Vicheshman. Because Sipko. Why should be Loki even on the um why should be looking at whatever grows after Sipko? Yeah, you know what? And I'm gonna not go with the gross Girsa here because I think it works out better without the gross Girsa. So let's go with the standard Girsa. So mi'ata esek shulchana b'shas orla b'yatsa b'shnas heter the Sipko l'chavero and you don't need the v'chein chavero, but fine v'chein chavero the shesipko lezeh zeh lezeh the tiaru zeh zeh the there even though angular isser minus the isser, you only get malchus on the vicheshman. You don't get malchus according to on additional growth. Mashbiach does go with the gears of the grow lo tiaru zeh zeh. He said the way, but he does, but he keeps the gears of afilu sipka chen chaveros shesipko zeh. He says what the Gemara going to tell us is that no matter how many sipukim you make, you're never going to be once it started growing iser, and there's no way it could be they could do like iser amala the iser, but still you're only going to get malchus according to the cheshbon of whatever was there first, if until the sipuk, because once the sipuk kicks in, you're not going to get additional malchus. You're not going to get malchus whatever goes after. It's only going to be like cheshbon. Okay, so now we go back to the Mishnah. The article has a header here. So we said in the Mishnah when the where was that Mishnah? Let's go so many pages back. So the place where it's going from, it's growing from the original tree, which is out of Orlah, it's okay. If kol chara, if it's not growing from the original tree, it's not okay. How do you know? So Rabbi Avo b'shem Yochanan Rav Chisda tarven omen debasei b'stam chalukin. So the Tanakh and Meir are arguing b'stam in places where we don't know whether it's growing from the original tree or it's growing from the new roots which were from the break on the ground, and Tanakam holds you don't have to figure it out, you just assume it's growing from the old tree, and Meir holds you have to see whether it's growing from the old tree or not. So the Manan Kayamin. So what are we talking about? Im davar barihu shu chayma mikach skein divakol mutter. If it's clear it's going from the old tree, everybody is mutter. Im davar barihu shu chayma mikach hayat, if it's growing from the new roots in the ground, divakol usher. It should be usher. Okay, the claim b'stam. The machlokes was b'stam. We don't know. So what's the default assumption? The Tanakam holds the default assumption it's growing from the old tree. The Meir holds the default assumption it's growing from the ground. How would you know? Is it possible to ascertain? So the Rabbi Yerushalmi said, if the leaves of the tree, the new tree, are turned towards the yalda, in other words, towards itself and towards its own roots, yes, Tov Darbare Shuchaimai Kwachaskena. It's clear that it's growing from the skena. counterintuitive. Words could explain. But if the leaves are towards the skena, can counterintuitive. The barishu chai, davar barishu chai mikach hayalta. So it's going from the young tree. Why? Rabbi Bar Chanin Simona. The statement to remember is the achlil min chavrei bohis mistakobei. If you're eating with somebody else, you're embarrassed to look at that person. So if it's growing from the skena, the leaves look away in the other direction to the alda. It's embarrassed because the skena, because it's eating from the skena. If the leaves looking towards the skena, so it's not looking toward itself because it has no busha from the skena, because it's not eating from the skena. It's eating from itself, so therefore the leaves can be looking at the skena. So the Gemara asks, actually the Rashi puts in the words, Nidok Balin. So that's the case, what did Rabban Ari about? So let's check with the leaves. Which leaves are pointing. Again, before Rabbi Yudah, I'm putting the words of Nidok Balin. So Rabbi Yudah, it says Tipatish Nashwalin. To have a case where there are no leaves and you can't check that siman. So Meir holds that we assume that it's yoning michmas hatzma unless you can prove otherwise. And Rabbi Ran holds, the Tanakam holds that mistam it's yoning from the skena unless you can prove otherwise. But if they're leaves, you can buy the leaf test and ascertain it that way. And I believe that brings us to the. Yes, we are the first two dots on Rav from Rav, so of course we'll stop here.